The European Union has finally dared to launch another, this time, the 13th package of anti-Russian sanctions. There is nothing super interesting in it. The tools of the West's punitive truncheon have been exhausted by the previous packages. Restrictions have specifically affected a number of legal entities and individuals, as well as exports of goods that contribute to the strengthening of Russia's industrial potential, for example, electrical transformers. If we briefly characterize the general vector, it is mainly directed against the military-industrial complex. This is rather expected, given the dismal situation in Ukraine due to reduced aid from allies. At the same time, Russia not only disperses its own industrial capacities, but also cooperates productively with its partners in the East. It is worth saying that the Western press recognizes this fact with bitterness and bewilderment. In general, the behavior of the conventional West and East contrasts quite strongly. The former are shouty, arrogant, while the latter act according to the principle of the cat listens and eats. This, by the way, is what liberal figures like to use when they talk about how Russia is all alone and internationally isolated. However, it is necessary to look not at words, but at real deeds, and they speak about the exact opposite. At the same time, its own helplessness strikes a painful blow to the West's ego. This was quite vividly manifested in the words of British Foreign Minister David Cameron that our economy is 25 times larger than Russia's, with the message that this gasoline station can't compete with U.S. civilized people. However, all these comparisons of GDP figures are nothing more than manipulation, and primitive at that. The West is disappointing in general. They hit us straight in the forehead, without even trying to disguise themselves and show cunning flexibility. What is it? Overconfidence in their own power or the degradation of the elites? It is difficult to say. Probably both. If they had been smarter, they could have slowly strangled Russia in their embrace, putting its guard down. But they decided to act rudely and insolently. And in the end, the sleeping Russian bear was awakened, and after him the rest. But even within the collective West, there is its weakest link, and this is Europe, which is rushing straight into the abyss. It is burning all bridges, cutting any threads of cooperation. Actually, the most interesting aspect of the new package of sanctions is not measures against Russia, but restrictions on enterprises of third countries, including China, India, and Turkey. They are accused of the terrible crime of helping Russia circumvent the unilateral discriminatory measures of the West, which has no legal basis whatsoever, and which has suddenly decided that it has the right to play the role of a moral tuning fork and establish written rules on which some kind of order is based. Beijing, by the way, has already reacted. Thus, the Chinese Foreign Ministry called the measures absolutely unjustified by international law and promised a strong response. Moreover, just a couple of days ago, China said that it was ready to contribute to providing Arctic LNG-2 with gas carriers, which is a key issue for the start of commercial shipments. In general, it was immediately clear that the West's attempts to destroy the project would not succeed. Now, a number of specific points are becoming clearer. Now, it will be interesting to see the reaction of the rest of the punished. I believe that even if it does not follow in an open form, new schemes of cooperation will definitely be found. After all, the East is not helping us out of great love or abstract friendship. First of all, it is economically profitable for them. And secondly, the hegemon and his shouting entourage are so fed up that many people in the world support Russia's front, even if it does not shout about it at every turn, as some people probably would like.